YouTube, it's Chosen the Story. We're gonna watch a new Jaiden video. She went to a Pokemon cafe. Grab your snackies, grab your bevies, let me know what you're eating or drinking down below. Let's get to watching.
Jaiden, what is this? 2 Pokemon videos in a
It's Tostada! Now that I know about Tostada, I love Tostada.
row? Yeah, and you clicked on it, so I've already won. Back in April, I went back to Japan and had the pleasure of being invited to the Pokemon Cafe alongside Jacob, Brayden, Captain Kidd, and his girlfriend too.
I want to go to Japan. I gotta renew my passport still.
Courtesy of Pikachu himself. And the Pokemon Company. Legally, I have to disclose that, but it was mainly Pikachu. Apparently, we were the first creators who have ever been
Mr. Tomcat, thanks for the follow-up.
Personally invited to the cafe, which absolutely blew my mind. That's insanely special, and I felt so honored. So naturally, I thought, why not channel a bit of Emily's aura and make a video about the experience? We walked in and were greeted by a wall of the cutest cafe-themed Pokemon merch. Chef Pikachu plushes, plates, cups, decorations. Oh, it was beautiful. We'll come back for you, my beloveds. Let us feast first. The staff brought us to our table, taught us how to order food from the little tablet, and our Pokemon experience began. We decided—
So, like, I have mixed feelings about cafe stuff. And the only reason I have mixed feelings about it is sometimes it's like cafe specific, which is fine. But a lot of times I'm like, I don't really want like the cafes, but like they could be limited edition cafe only purchases, but like they're like, it's like Chef Pikachu, right? Which is fine. It's Pikachu. Like what you could, there's 20 billion different kinds of Pikachu. That's fine. I'm talking about like more niche things. I don't know. Sometimes I'm really into it. And sometimes I'm like, I would rather just have this as their normal outfits because I can't find, say, this item anywhere. This item that they're selling doesn't exist outside of this cafe and their normal items. So I would like them to be the normal items. But I understand that's a limited time cafe thing and they want it to be extra special. I get it. I don't know. I'm picky when I buy stuff, believe it or not. Also, a lot of cafe things is like you have to buy certain things. Like you have to buy a drink, you have to buy a main, and you have to buy a dessert a lot of times. I think, at least the ones I've kind of gone to, that seems to be kind of the vibe.
Decided to start with the drinks first, and there were genuinely so many to choose from. Cute character soda floats, tea sets, flavored milks. How could you even decide? Basically, between the 4 of us, I'm
gonna be honest, I can decide because I eat like 3 things. That is my other issue with these cafe things, is I don't have a very big palate. I'm very picky. But I still do sometimes go. It's fine.
Ordered almost one of everything. I think visually, my favorites were the Paldea soda floats. Sprigatito was melon
Those are pretty cute.
flavored, Fuecoco was apple, and Quaxley was Ramune soda. I know I'm saying it all American-like, but I'm embarrassed to try it the Japanese way. Ramune. I don't know. Personally, I absolutely love soda floats already, but put a cookie of a little guy on top, and I'll definitely pay for that. Fuecoco is my favorite Pokemon of the 3.
They don't always have chicken nuggies. They don't always have karage or like fries or anything. Like, legitimately, sometimes they don't have shit like that.
So I've convinced myself that it was also my favorite flavor-wise, but all of them were actually really nice. I also tried the Pikachu float as well, which looked the prettiest. I'm not really a big fan of lemon flavor things, so I only took a few sips, but if you like lemon and also Pikachu, I think you would really enjoy it. There are also little choose your Pokemon lattes where you sift through a giant menu of practically any Pokemon you wanted printed onto the foam of a latte. Everyone chose their respective favorites. Of course, I got me a little Aggron. Look at this guy. He was born to be on top of a latte. Delicious. Jacob also got the—
And then you drink them. You slurp them up. You go... And he's gone. You killed him. He's in your tummy now.
chocolate moo moo milk, and it was super cool because they brought out a little set of like moo moo milk, chocolate, and a shaker. So you basically make
Yo, I do that one. I get chocolate milk.
it yourself. Jacob said it was good, so I'm sure it was. I can't confirm, I didn't try it. Last but not least, we ordered one of the Poltergeist and Sinistea tea sets. I don't really drink tea, but the pot and cups were so cute, we ended up buying them when we left. This is just genius merch on their behalf. Well done to them. I love it. On to the food. As you can see, there were a decent amount of options here.
Right plate. Okay, I don't know what any of those are. Those are probably maybe curries.
Too. Unfortunately, as some of you guys know, I don't eat meat. And even more unfortunately, since vegetarian diets aren't very common in Japan, every food item on the menu included some kind of meat. We called over Pikachu and his employees to double check and see if they offered something to fit my diet, and after flipping through their menu, they came to the conclusion there was nothing.
Yeah, here's another thing about Japan. They don't like change stuff for you. And if they do, it's a whole thing. All right. So if you're like, hey, can I get this without the sauce? That is a whole thing. And a lot of times they'll be like, no, it comes with the sauce. So I don't know if she's going to be like, they were kind enough to like take out the stuff for like the meat for me. I will be very surprised. And if they do that, it's probably because like she was like a special like guest kind of invitation sort of thing. I feel that is very abnormal. They don't tend to do that.
And oh my gosh, I genuinely felt so bad because they looked devastated and like personally disappointed in themselves for not having anything. Like I frantically told them it was completely fine and not to worry about it, it's okay. But as they left, they gave us a very deep bow.
Yep.
And oh, I just felt really, really bad. Pikachu, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't be upset with yourself. I promise. It's really okay. I'm really sorry. Luckily, I came up with a solution. Their Eevee mixed rice plate included a lot of various vegetable sides, so I ordered that and just avoided the tiny little meat part. Normally, I try not to spend money on any meat, even if I don't plan on eating it. But yeah, if you're vegan or vegetarian and really want to make something work, that's the best option you've got currently. No disrespect.
What did that say?
And really want.
I'm not actually sure if this method is vegan friendly, FYI. Yeah, I have a friend that I've gone to Japan with that is very limited on the things that she eats. I am also very limited on the things that I eat, and there is very little crossover between us. So she is like, for the most part, vegetarian. I am the absolute opposite of a vegetarian. Like, absolute opposite, okay? So, like, she will eat chicken sometimes, and she'll eat, like, eggs. But, like, I don't eat a lot of vegetables, I'm gonna be honest. Super picky, sorry. There's, like, I'm joking, but also not when I say I eat, like, 3 things. So, like, I went to Japan with her, and there were definitely, like, I ate a lot of chicken that trip because that's what we could both eat. Yeah, I'm very carnivore. So, like, it's difficult. It can be really difficult to find something that meets both. And, like, it was also kind of a thing where it's, like, we didn't really eat separately a lot at the time. So, like, can be a little stressful, I'm not gonna lie. Beef in Japan, by the way, delicious, okay? Now I'm kind of like, cool, if I go to Japan with someone that doesn't eat beef, which I have a number of friends that that specifically do not eat beef. I'm like, cool, I'll meet you back here later. I'm gonna go eat beef. We're all adults. Bye.
Want to make something work, that's the best option you've got currently. No disrespect to anyone at all. That one's just a difference in culture, and I don't expect to be catered to my specific diet just anywhere, especially Japan. Anyway, I ordered the Eevee rice thing. The full government name is the Last Resort Japanese Mixed Rice Plate with Eevee and Colorful Friends, according to the website.
Jeez.
And I just think that's wonderful.
The last resort, huh?
Taste-wise, it was decently good, very colorful and pretty to look at. I didn't know most of the things I was eating, but it was tasty. Jacob, Brayden, and 2 got the other items, which also all turned out super cute and fun to look at. There were 3 types of Pikachu curry, all respectively themed around the Kanto starters. All of them were pretty much the same thing besides a few ingredient changes and different Pokemon cracker on top, of course. The Snorlax lunch
Murdered. That looks good. That looks tasty. I would eat that one. So my thing is I don't really like food mixing. I have issues with food mixing. That's not my jam. I can't eat like curry and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. But like, fun fact, like a beef stew in Japan, I found out is basically a pot roast. Oh, it is so tasty. The meat looks off. That is like chicken. I bet you anything that's just chicken. That's like sliced in a weird way. I bet you that's chicken.
plate was a chicken and rice dish. Jacob said it tasted good. Also, for a limited time, they were offering a special Tatsugiri bento box set. I think this one looked the best. Genuinely beautiful plating right there. I loved it, even though I could only pick at it. The general consensus in terms of overall taste of everything was that nothing was super crazy, out of this world delicious gourmet, but nothing was like bad, you know? It was
Yeah, no, that's how I feel about most cafes, like pop-up cafes or whatever, or themed cafes. I feel like the food is fine. It's not the best food you're gonna have on this trip. It's not the worst food you're gonna have on this trip. A lot of it's gonna be cute. A lot of it's gonna be themed really well. The drinks are probably gonna be very interesting. The food choices might be kind of interesting, but I feel like a lot of them are very heavy on like the curry. Like there's like a lot of curry. So, which again, I can't really eat, but it's fine.
It's more about the experience and novelty of the cafe anyway, so no one really minded. We were simply enjoying being there with our cute plates and spoons. Finally, we wrapped up the meal with desserts. There was a cute Pikachu souffle pancake and a chocolate parfait. Naturally, like everything else, it was all simply art on a plate. I personally thought they both tasted really nice. Nothing was too sweet, we got to ooh and ah at them, and it was a perfect way to wrap up the meal. As a fun surprise during it, there was a portion where Chef Pikachu came out and did a cute little dance around the restaurant for the people eating. Most of the video is blurred for the privacy of the people there. But look at Pikachu, look at him go. He can't clap his hands to go along with the song, but that doesn't stop him from trying. Hi Pikachu, big fan. We wrapped everything up.
Big fan. That is another thing. It's not like, I'm just going to say that is another thing and then add another thing of tips, which is abnormal. Okay. When you go, a lot of times when you go to these cafes, there's like time slots, right? And you kind of have to sign up for them and then come back for them because you're not in and out of this cafe. Sometimes you are. Like if it's a cafe that's like not, there's two different kinds basically. But a lot of times they're not in and out because they'll have like this little performance of some sort, like this Pikachu coming out, right? So there's like a time slot of like 2 o'clock and you go to the 2 o'clock time slot and you're there for a amount of time. Like you have a time slot and like at some point in time, like Pikachu comes out and is dancing or something else.
And of course grabbed pretty much all of the exclusive merch they were offering. How are we supposed to remember our experience forever and ever if we don't bring back all the plushes they have? Riddle me that. I wanted to extend a very, very big thank you to the Pokemon Company and Pikachu for reserving our table and having us come to the cafe. They didn't pay me to make a video or anything, but I wanted to share my experience with you guys because I definitely enjoyed my time there, and I know a lot of you love Pokemon just like me. It was a huge honor. We all had a great time and the cafe was wonderful. +4 to the Pikachu plush collection. I would definitely recommend the cafe to anyone who likes Pokemon and food shaped like Pokemon. Due to its popularity clarity, you absolutely have to get a reservation to eat there. You can't just walk in and expect to be seated. And double unfortunately, reservations are also very difficult to get because, again, so many people are reserving tables all the time. So
Yep.
good luck to anyone trying to get in, but I'd say it's very worth it. All right, that was my thoughts. I had a great time. Thank you, Pikachu and company. My next stream, I think, is to visit the Chikawa Cafe. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Careful, because maybe that Chikawa Cafe closes. That shit happens. Sometimes cafes are limited things. Sometimes they just close. I don't know.
Cafes are really cool and I wish that America did them more, but then again, it's probably good for me that I have to travel all the way to Japan to go to ones of my favorite franchises, because otherwise I would absolutely have no personal restraint. Thanks for watching. I don't really have much to say this time around, so I'll just say it. Next video is about Chikawa. You knew it had to happen. Alright, I gotta go. Bye-bye.
I do want to go to Japan. I just want to walk around and eat. That's what I want to do. I just want to walk around and eat. So a lot of like cafes in Japan are limited edition. Are limited time cafes. Even ones that have dedicated buildings will close down over time. Like they'll be there for years and then they'll just be like, hey, we're closing this one. That kind of just happened. Like one of the Gundam cafes closed. Specifically the one in Akiba closed. Like it's no longer there. I don't know about the one in Odaiba. I don't know if that one's still there or not. And then like I want to say the Akiba, one of the Square Enix cafes closed or is closing. Like they announced that. So that is a thing. So some of them, like some maid cafes will just kind of stay open. Some of the like animal quote unquote cafes, but like the IP specific cafes, such as like Pokemon, Square Enix, occasionally they'll do like Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation or whatever, or they've had like Genshin ones. They've had Full Metal Alchemist. I've been to the Full Metal Alchemist one. They've had Full Metal Alchemist. They've had Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Like they'll have like anime specific ones or like video game specific ones or whatever. And they might be set up for a very limited time. Like they are just kind of running the space that they're in for a set amount of time and then they close. Or they can be there for a couple of years and then might eventually close and turn into something else. The Gundam cafe that was in Akiba by Akiba Station is now like a Bandai, forget what it's called. It's like a store. And it has like Gunpla in it, but it also has like just Bandai like figures and stuff. Some of them I think you can pre-order. I think it's like just showing you it's Bandai something base. I don't remember, like BASE. And so you can go and see things that are up and coming. Like these things are gonna release, and it'll tell you like when it was released or when it will release. There's some stuff you can buy in there, but a lot of it's just like these are items that we have. So it's not really like a hobby store. It like the store part is actually kind of small. It's mostly like a walkthrough kind of thing that shows you stuff that they have made, and stuff that was up and coming and that kind of stuff. And then there's a small section of a store in it. What is it called? It's something. It might be like, is it the Hobby Bay? This is gonna drive me crazy. I have like a thing from them somewhere. Not the Gundam base Tokyo. It's something else. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Here, let me get this for you.
It's not important. It's gonna drive me crazy. It's not important. Rooster, thank you for the gifted sub. Anyway, sometimes in the whatever little cafes or and stuff will close. A big thing, the assassin, thank you for the follow. Also, Night Eye, thank you for the follow. So Tokyo Tower was like One Piece Tower for years, right? So they had like a little like One Piece like show that you could go pay to watch. They had like little games that you could play, that kind of stuff, and it was all themed about One Piece. And they had a One Piece cafe in there. I have eaten at the One Piece cafe. The One Piece cafe no longer exists. It's no longer the One Piece Tower. They have like taken all of that out. I think they were going to rebrand it, or I don't know if they replaced it with anything, but they did remove all the One Piece stuff from Tokyo Tower. So just because you think it's going to be there forever, no, there's a good chance it will not be there forever. So if you want to go to something and you have the option to go to it, like if you were in the area, go to it, because it might not be there for very long.